Here's Dan Shapiro to help you find your edge, master your process, and own your future.
Hey guys, good morning everybody. Welcome to another edition of the AccessToTrader.com weekend update show, the last weekend update show of 2025. Again, let me be the first one to wish everybody a very happy and healthy 2026. May all your relationship goals, your family goals, and your fitness goals, right? Most important part is your fitness and health goals come into fruition. Everything else is just a cherry on top. If you could be so kind, folks, all I ask is if you're enjoying what we've been doing for years and years and years, and you like the content or just feel bad for me, drop a like. All I ask is drop a like, support the channel, and I'll take care of everything else. Before we start digging into what we think is going to happen in 2026, let me be the first person to tell you is nobody knows, right? I've been saying this for years and years and years. I couldn't tell you where the market's going to be a week from now, 3 days from now, a year from now. You want me to take a guess what's going to happen a year from now? It's day to day. That's literally what it is day to day, based on macro conditions, based on sentiment, obviously. If there is a massive news spin cycle that's going to play its part, volatility, lack of volatility, so forth and so on. But for all those people who are, guessing, well, Tesla's going to be at 6,000 and Bitcoin's going to be 1 million, and that's great. I could say whatever I want as well. Doesn't mean there's anything behind it. So again, if you want to start guessing where the market is going to be a year from now, God bless. It's your dime, your dance floor. Do you, baby, and do you. For the rest of us who are trying to figure out the data based on the next day, we got a great potential in 2026 because we just survived another year, right? And congratulations. Okay, whether you've been trading, a year or 20 going on like 27th year or anything in between, congratulations, you made another year. That's a big deal. The one dynamic that experienced traders have, they keep on going around the sun every single year. So the longer you have experience with screen time, you see a lot more answers to the test. You might not be right all the time, but you'll sure as hell have an idea what the test is about in your ability to find the right answers. So if you are finishing your first year, your first 5 years, or your first 25 years, congratulations. Again, nobody will ever understand what we go through for the exception of other traders. So I wish you guys the best of luck in 2026. And speaking of if you guys are planning to join us, you've been following me for years and years and years, and you're like, you know what, I've just been stuck in the mud. I've been doing the same thing, trading like everybody else for years and years and years. I'm finally willing to take the plunge. You guys, take advantage. We got 3 days left in the year. The holiday link has been live literally through the whole holiday season. It expires in 3 days. If you are 4 days. If you are coming aboard, all you do is click the link below, and you'll take advantage of the year and kick the tires thingamajiggy, right? I think it was called the thingamajiggy. So all you guys, I'm looking forward to meeting you guys and working with you guys for the near future. So let's talk about it. We are entering the last week of the year, up 22% year to date. Pretty good, right? This year has seen some pretty aggressive moves. Technology has been great. For the most part, stocks have been trading both sides very, very well. We've seen a number of occasions the market has lost the 50-day, massive sell signal, reclaimed the 50-day, massive buy signal, and hopefully those little pieces you're starting to put together for 2026, when you see the scenario play out again, you kind of are prepared for it. So where are we, right? Where are we? So 4 days ago, we reclaimed back the 50-day moving average. Again, big green signal. And from there, the Qs went from 613 to a high of 625 in a matter of 3 days, which is very, very important. In that time, we've seen a number of names reclaim the 50-day moving average and start building above, which is very, very important. Amazon, right? Amazon reclaimed the 50-day moving average 3 days ago. Not a big move just yet, but you can still see it's just building and resting, building and resting. So really nice little channel that has left to accomplish. I think you just get back above the December highs. You could see 36, 37, maybe even this 39 highs coming into play shortly after. NVIDIA had a really, really great breakout this week. Massive option flow coming in for this week's year end and start of 2026 for the 495s, the 500s, wrong stock, that's Tesla, the January 95s, and the January $200 calls. I still have a runner on this thing. Really great move. Really, really great move. And Friday, when the market was really, really dead, it actually expanded volume the previous day, which is very, very unique considering there's really not a lot of people that were taking place in the realm of buying and selling. So NVIDIA looks excellent, looks absolutely excellent as long as it continues to build above that 185, 186 level and continues to close above the 50-day moving average. You're going to see higher prices. So, you have a very, very strong scenario as long as they stay above the 50. Amazon, NVIDIA for potential next leg up. Let's talk about, CRM, right? CRM is one of the nicest looking charts out there, man. If this thing had more liquidity, I'd be in this thing with both hands, both feet, and all three of my vaginas. But, it doesn't. So we have to kind of work our way around it. But the chart itself hasn't confirmed yet, right? It hasn't confirmed yet. But the chart itself is exceptional. If this was Tesla, and we'll get to Tesla in a second, I'd be right, both hands. So definitely keep an eye on CRM. Looks really, really juicy. Not a name that I trade all the time, but with this type of consolidation and a potential 3-week distribution reclaim, man, this is definitely one to watch going into this week. Look at a name like Microsoft, right? Has not participated in the market for a very, very long time. It really does show you the importance of the 50-day. We always say we don't know how long we're going to be below the 50-day moving average, right? So look at Microsoft. Microsoft lost the 50-day moving average at 514 on November the 3rd. And, it's just been underneath this whole time. Having said that, right, there's channels within channels, okay? The most important part is identifying these channels. You see this flag that's being built here? This is a really nice flag. Now, again, if this flag confirms, is this going to be the start of this amazing run on Microsoft? To be determined. Again, I'm not looking down the road. I'm not looking to put the cart in front of the horse. I'm just looking to see if this flag gets confirmed. If we can get back above the 150-day supply, it is like 5 to 8 points in the trade. Again, I'm not looking to eat the whole cow, man. I'm just trying to take a little bit bites here and there. And if you can get a move 4 to 8 points, some pretty nice morsels on the way to keep you full. So this is a name we definitely want to keep an eye on for this week and the foreseeable future. Looks pretty good. Netflix, that, you know what? Again, another stock that has been below the 50-day moving average for a long, long time. This is why when I say if we ever lose the 50-day moving average again, guys, you don't know how long your stock is going to be below the 50-day. It could be 3-4 days, or in this case, right, on Netflix, it's been below the 50-day moving average since October the 21st, and the stock has gone from 124 to 90. That's a big move, man. So again, just really understand the dynamics of where your stock is. But we did see some pretty good $95, $96 calls come in for this up and coming expiration date. I don't love the chart, but I like it enough for that. If it continues to get more option flow, I will entertain it, because again, you see how on 12/17 it got rejected off the 10-day moving average, right? So you see how it's closed pretty much on the 10-day moving average. And again, this is a big if, but if Netflix could get back above the 10-day moving average, man, this thing could, potentially get a move to the 20-day supply of 98. So this is a sneaky chart. Not a lot of people are looking at it, but I like these bottom charts when they, hit the same supply zone several times, because the third time potentially could be the charm. Apple. Let's talk about Apple. I haven't talked about Apple in a while. Had a great run this year. It really has. I'm just curious what they've done for the year. Apple's been on a great run. It had its pockets of really, really great strength this year. I don't trade Apple as much as like I used to, but you can't really deny what the stock has done this year. Looking at the year-to-date performance, stock is up 9%. Pretty solid, pretty solid here. I want to keep an eye on this thing. It's above the 50-day. I want to keep an eye. It's not imminent, so I don't want to put it out there like it's imminent something for Monday, but I want to keep an eye on it for at least for the foreseeable future. If it can start getting back above the 20-day supply, I think this thing might wake up. So, definitely keep an eye on that as well. And last but not least, again, I don't want to go through a million charts, but last but not least, look, if you're joining us for the first time on YouTube or on Twitter or any whatever platform it is, you'll notice it's not really a big secret. Tesla's not probably. I've been doing this for a very, very long time. Out of the top 5 favorite stocks of all time for me to trade, this is literally 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And for all you guys who are old enough to remember, there was a company called Dynamic Materials back in 2004, 2005. There was a company called iOmega that had massive moves. And the closest thing I ever ran into that complements Taser, at least a Tesla, is Taser. For all you guys who ever traded Taser from 2004 to like 2007, it had one of the greatest runs, one of the greatest trading stocks of all time. It is trash compared to Tesla, right? So I'm a romantic. You're a romantic. You got to believe in something, right? You got to be believing in all the good of the world. And we've seen nonstop order flow come in on Tesla for the 500s, the 510s, the 550s. Matter of fact, one dude came in for the April. Check this. One dude came in for the April 17th expiration for the 510 calls. He bought 10,000, right? 10,000 for $45.3 million in premium. That's a matzo ball, right? I would love to see this magic run. Having said that, right? There's two sides of the market, and something can't participate to the upside while the market's trying to build. It's a big red flag for me. So here's kind of what's happening here, right? As the market was going up this week, and again, NASDAQ was up 1%, so it wasn't really that big of a deal. Tesla decided to put 4 consecutive days of lower highs and lower lows, and it closed right below the 10-day moving average. It's not a great sign, guys. Not a great sign. As much as I love Elon Musk and what he's done pretty much for traders everywhere who trade Tesla, we thank you. We appreciate you. But the thing is, we don't care which side the stock trades. Here's kind of where it gets interesting, right? So I would love to give it the benefit of the doubt going into Monday's session. The problem is it's below the 10-day moving average. Anybody who trades with me for even a short period of time knows the significance of the 10-day. The 5 days is short-term sentiment. The 10-day is the birth of the trade. So if Tesla confirms the 10-day moving average and starts losing this whole channel here that started on December 18th, guys, there's like 13 to 15 points for the next support. So as much as I love Tesla and I want to hear about your opinion about the deliveries in Afghanistan and the deliveries here and the deliveries there, I let the chart price action do the speaking. And right now, the chart is telling me this is the first close below the 10-day moving average, and that's definitely on my radar for Monday. So let's see what happens Monday. Okay, I'm going to give it every opportunity to reclaim back the 10-day moving average. And who knows, maybe we get a $20 candle back to the upside, where on Monday night's video talking about 500 close, finally got it. But if that doesn't happen and we lose the channel, like I said in CRM, right? I wasn't able to be in CRM with both hands and both knees, but a 10-day breakdown below Tesla, potentially for a 13 to 15 point measure potential, right? So something definitely to watch going into tomorrow. Other than that, for Monday's session, Other than that, you got MSTR continues to drift lower. Bitcoin, looks like, just can't get back any traction, which is kind of odd. But Bitcoin looks like it's not there to hear. Coinbase, Coinbase, matter of fact, is approaching the 1121 lows, the November lows. Definitely warrant your attention. MSTR, I caught a scalp on this thing on Friday. I want to see this thing confirm the December lows. NVIDIA, again, I'm just holding a runner. Big breakout this week on NVIDIA. Hopefully it'll continue. But the most important part is, folks, don't guess. Don't try to be smart, right? Don't anticipate. Don't try to, be a pundit in the market. We have no idea what's going to happen. Take it day by day, trade by trade. And again, guys, for all you guys who are interested and are coming aboard, take advantage of the last 3 days of the year to get that deep discounted kick the tire 30-day trial to see if pivots are right fit for you. Anyway, guys, wish everybody an amazing weekend. I'll see you on Monday. For all you guys who are off for the rest of the year, wish you nonstop love. Happy and healthy, happy New Year. Guys, God bless everybody. I'll see you on the field come Monday. Take care.